Fox Sports.
Yesterday at the Big A, the Halos offense exploded for a 12-hit attack in a wild, high-scoring game that they eventually won 12-9. Today, they hope their bats stay as hot as they go for a series split versus Chicago. White Sox, Angels, next. Family day here at the ballpark. Kids and little leaguers down on the warning track, taking the parade before the ballgame. Gorgeous day for baseball. It's the finale of the four-game series between your Angels and the Chicago White Sox. Hi, everybody, from inside the Big A, and alongside my partner, Mark Gubas. I'm Victor Rojas. So glad you could join us for Angels baseball once again. As I just finished pointing out, the Angels did have a 12-hit attack last night. Picked up the win, 12-9, and the one thing that you could take away from the ballgame is the fact that they fell behind early on, 4-0. And considering the struggles this Angels offense has had, it was great to see them continue to battle back throughout the entire game.
Yeah, Victor, they had some fight in them yesterday. Whether it was Mike Trout getting hit with a pitch and all of a sudden that excitement got going in the dugout, whatever it was, all of a sudden their swings got a lot better. Mark Trumbo out the left field, his 10th home run of the season, leads the Angels in that category. Then Kai Yaspo got a pitch on the inner half of the plate, hits a 3-run home run. So they had multiple innings in which they scored a bunch of runs. And part of the fact was because that energy level went up, this sense of urgency to go out there and look for a fastball, get a fastball, be patient enough to be able to be in a good hitter's count, and it paid off yesterday.
I tell you what, Alberto Cayasso had himself a great day. 2 sacrifice flies, that 3-run home run, 5 runs batted in for him in this afternoon. We've got a battle of veterans going this afternoon here at the Big A. Jake Peavy's going for the White Sox and Jason Vargas for the Angels. We are just about ready for baseball here at the Big A, so sit back and relax. We're going to bring you the lineups and the first pitch when we return. Angels baseball is brought to you by your Southern California Hyundai dealers. Come in and test drive the sleek, stylish Hyundai Sonata today. By Jack in the Box, the Chipotle Chicken Club combo is back for a limited time at Jack in the Box. And by Corona, who invite you to find your beach. Angels baseball is brought to you by AT&T Uverse TV. Check availability at 1-800-PIC-ATT. Rethink possible. By CarMax. Start the search for your next car at CarMax. CarMax, start here. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Well, as we pointed out in the open, a gorgeous day for baseball. Temperatures supposed to be hovering in the upper 70s, might even get into the low 80s. Not a cloud in the sky, and the Angels not wasting any time as they've taken the field. And Jason Vargas just about ready to throw that first pitch of this afternoon's game. The Angels coming off that 12-9 victory last night. And with that, now have a 16-27 mark and did not gain any games in the division as Texas took care of the Tigers yesterday. The White Sox at 19-22, fourth in the Central. 5 games back will run out this lineup tonight as presented by Robin Ventura. Alejandro De Aza will lead things off at center field. Alexi Ramirez is the shortstop. Alex Rios is in right field. Adam Dunn, the DH. Paul Konerko at first base. Connor Gillespie is over at third base. Diane Viciedo in left field. Jeff Keppinger at second. And it's Tyler Flowers batting ninth and doing the catching. Mentioned Jason Vargas is on the bump for the Angels. A 2-3 mark and a 4.03 ERA.
Well, he's throwing the ball exceptionally well. 3 of his last 4 starts. He's won his last 2 home starts with only 2 earned runs in 16 innings. He's been going deep in the ball games. His changeup, both sides of the plate, has been excellent. His fastball, 88, 89 range, spotting that one well, and I think he did a good job his last game out as far as utilizing his curveball against lefty batters.
Defensively for the Angels behind Vargas, you've got J.B. Shuck in left, Mike Trout in center, Josh Hamilton in right. Alberto Callaspo, Eric Ibar, Howie Kendrick, Albert Pujols around from third to first, and it's Chris Iannetta doing the catching.
Josh Hamilton getting the start back out in the right field after almost a full day off yesterday. He's got 3 outfield assists from that right field position. They've all been in the last 10 games, so he's been throwing the ball well, getting acclimated to right field after playing a number of his games in center and left field.
Neither Vargas nor Peavy faced the opposition in that 3-game set in Chicago, so first time the White Sox will have seen Vargas this season. Jason coming off a W against Kansas City. 2 runs on 5 hits, 7 innings of work. That was on the 14th. 7 strikeouts and 1 walk. Not known as a strikeout guy, but the third time that he has hit that 7 strikeout plateau this season. First one to De Aza. A strike on the outside corner. Alejandro De Aza did not play yesterday. 256 average overall, 7 home runs, 16 runs batted in. Good speed, has some pop in his bat. 7 doubles as well. He fouls this one back. De Aza went 0 for 3 in Friday night's game. Drew a walk, but then was picked off.
A number of guys in this lineup for the White Sox that have had success against Jason Vargas. So it's important to be able to get the guys he's had good numbers against. Adam Dunn with some numbers, 600 batting average with 2 home runs. Konerko with a 538 batting average against Vargas too. 0-1 in his career versus the White Sox with an ERA over 7 for Jason. Important to get that as leadoff guys each inning and then utilize your changeup.
One-two is down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and as we saw yesterday, that even as you look at the overall numbers offensively for the White Sox, a lot of them down in that bottom third in the American League. They can swing the bats. They have swung the bat. 17 hits yesterday, picking up 9 runs. 2-2 pitch tap foul at the plate. That may have gotten a piece of his foot.
And Robin Ventura, when we were in Chicago, said he definitely did not doubt this offense at some point. A lot of bad weather, cold weather early on contribute to that low batting average, but all of a sudden they're starting to swing the bats much better. Certainly in the series they have.
White Sox winning the first 2 of this series before dropping yesterday. Mentioned their 19-22 record overall, 8-9 at home at U.S. Cellular Field, 11-13 out on the road. Just underway, De Aza with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Full count now.
Well, De Aza's done a nice job to get back in the count. He was behind 0-2. All of a sudden, full count. Guy with a lot of speed, too. You want to try to keep him off the bases. Robin Ventura has his team running quite a bit.
And he walked him. So from 0-2 to a walk, and the leadoff man is on board. Go to our Hyundai key to the game.
Well, especially when you're facing a guy like Jake Peavy, key's got to have it from that middle part to the lower part of that lineup. Callaspo, big game yesterday, 2 for 3 with the 5 RBI. Eric Ibar, Howie Kendrick, who's been swinging the bat exceptionally well of late. That bottom part of the order, of course, at the top with Ibar, need that contribution from the rest of the lineup to be able to set up the big guys in the middle part.
This is something the White Sox had a lot of yesterday, base runners. At least 2 base runners stranded in the first 5 innings of that start yesterday. White Sox ended up stranding 12 base runners overall. Joe Bland got to start. Got a no decision. Gave him 4 runs and 4 1/3. 11 hits, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, 2 hit batters. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's one of those games for Joe again yesterday. He felt he threw the ball well, but a lot of ground balls found the hole. But when you're struggling, that seems to be the case. When you're pitching well, everything hit is at a fielder. So he just needs to turn that around at some point, pick up that first victory of the season, and then get that momentum going.
Ramirez bouncing one back to the mound. Vargas fires to Ibar for 1 read, and the first is in time, a double play. Nice job by Vargas, too, to kind of right himself, put himself in a good fielding position, then throw a strike to Eric.
Yeah, ideally when you're on the mound, you get a comeback, especially the one that's not hit real well. You can start turning your body to field the baseball, get in an athletic position to throw the ball to shortstop. Knows it's coming, is able to turn his body. Good feed allowed the momentum going for Ibar. Even though it was a little bit of a low throw, it still allowed him to get momentum going towards the base for a 1-6-3 double play.
Here's Alex Rios. Rios has been on a tear of late. He had a 2 for 4 game yesterday with a couple of runs batted in. 13-game hitting streak for Rios. A .302 average. 10 home runs and 24 RBIs. It's over twice in this series.
Boy, big difference where his hands are positioned to start with his approach that we saw last year, even the year before, lower. Now hands up higher to allow him to get through the baseball more consistently.
2 balls and a strike.
Interesting thing to Jason Vargas that he after he threw that pitch, he banged his leg. What he's telling himself to do is to stay back a little bit longer on the pitching rubber. He does that really well as far as turning his body to keep momentum, but also keep balance.
Rios fouls this one off. And a full count.
Right here you see him get over that pitching rubber. He wants to have that balance, that turn to be able to go work downhill and hit his spot much better. The pitch before, he was rushing and he was already landing before he got his arm in the proper position.
Here's the payoff pitch. Rios lines with a short, and the inning comes to an end. Faces the minimum 3 after that leadoff walk. We'll head to the bottom of the first with no score. Scoreless here in the bottom of the first inning. Jason Vargas, a couple of deep counts, a couple of full counts, but able to work out of it with no damage coming across. We'll take a look at Mike Scioscia starting 9-4 this afternoon. The Angels at 16-27 have Eric Ibar leading things off at shortstop. Mike Trout is at center field. Albert Pujols at first base. Mark Trumbo serves as the DH today. Josh Hamilton in right. Howie Kendrick at second. Alberto Callasco, the third baseman. Chris Inett is doing the catching. And it's J.B. Shuck in left field. They take on the soon-to-be 32-year-old right-hander, native of Mobile, Alabama, by the name of Jake Peavy.
Jake Peavy, former Cy Young Award winner in 2007 with the Padres. Fastball 88-95, sinks it well, throws inside very well. Cut fastball, curve, slider, changeup, all 4+ pitches for Jake Peavy.
The first one is down low. Eric Ibar hitting .241. 5 doubles, 3 runs batted in after going 0 for 4 yesterday. They pick up an RBI and a sacrifice fly. Evens the count up at 1-1. Peavy's coming off a win against the Twins at Target Field. 7 innings and now 2 runs on 5 hits, 6 strikeouts. As Eric pulls this one over to first, Konerko will wave him off. And there is out number 1. Let's check out the defense for the White Sox this afternoon. Viciedo's in left, Diaz in center, Rios is in right, Gillespie, Ramirez, Keppinger, and Konerko around the infield from third to first. Flowers behind the plate.
Paul Konerko, I think, feels better when he gets an opportunity to play first base, feels more part of the game. He has no errors in his last 81 starts, turned 16 double plays this year at first base. So that back feeling a little bit better for him, get an opportunity to play first base.
Here's Mike Trout. Looks at a strike. Trout yesterday 1 for 2. A couple of walks. Was also hit by a pitch. 285 on the year. It's an 0-2 count. 8 home runs, 29 RBIs for Mike. He had Mark Trumbo tied for the RBI lead, for the team lead. Trout with 12 doubles and 3 triples. Staying away from him. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, like Chris Sale, who we saw on Friday night, Jake Peavy is a very tough competitor on the mound. Doesn't give in a whole lot. Fields his position very well. Very difficult to steal bases against.
Trout lifts this one foul on the first base side. It'll find its place in the seats about 7-8 rows back. Hey, that scouting report's got to change, man, because every day we start a ball game, the scouting report is he's got a great move, and with Flowers behind the plate, very little chance to steal a base.
Well, you still got to take a shot. Columbus did, coming over here and finding our country.
There's 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Got to be aggressive.
That's the first time in 4 seasons I've heard you drop a Christopher Columbus bomb on me. Well played, sir.
Thank you.
Well played.
Hey, sometimes you got to take chances.
Called strike 3 on the inside corner, and down goes Trout for out number 2.
Well, similar to what we saw in Cincinnati with the base runners being difficult to get a good read. Mike Scioscia said, well, you just have to take chances. Going inside with a fastball off the plate.
Not even close.
And one thing we all know, John Hirschbeck behind the plate, if you're a hitter, borderline pitches or even sometime when the pitch is off the plate, you better be up there swinging.
Albert takes outside. 2 down, nobody on. Pujols 2 for 5 yesterday. Double and a couple of runs scored, hitting .247 with 7 home runs and 25 RBIs. One ball, 1 strike. Both guys, Vargas and Peavy, with very good tempos out on the mound. They like to keep things moving along.
Yeah, they want to utilize their fielders making plays. And the quicker you work, the more apt they're going to make plays behind you.
Albert fouls it off. 1 and 2.
Albert, real good numbers against Peavy. .348 batting average with 2 home runs and 8 RBI. Peavy 0-3 in his career versus the Angels with an ERA over 6.
This one's hit in the air out toward right center field. Playable for De Aza. The center fielder moving to his left. Makes the catch. The Angels go down in order here in the first. One complete, no score. No score here in the top of the second inning. We'll take a look at our Kia standings in the American League West. The Angels find themselves 12 back. Texas will be hosting the Tigers later on tonight. That is Sunday Night Baseball. Mariners are playing Cleveland. Cleveland leading that one. Actually, they shut them out.
That Masterson again?
That was a sweep, too, then. 6-0 the final in that one.
King Felix was on the hill for Seattle.
Wow. Oakland hosting Kansas City is done. Went around in that pitch. Evens the count up at 1 ball, 1 strike. White Sox here in a second have Dunn, Konerko, and Gillespie to face Jason Vargas, who issued a walk. Got a double play ball on a line out. Dunn takes down low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Adam Dunn went 1 for 3 yesterday. Had 2 runs batted in, but then was taken out of the game with the back issue. Replaced with Jeff Keppinger, but he is back in the lineup, but serving as a DH as he looks at a fastball that evens the count. Konerko getting the start for the first time we've seen in 7 games against the Angels. This being the 7th game at first base today. Konerko's been dealing with back issues. That's a called strike 3. Dunn knew it. He was looking for the breaking ball. There's out number 1.
And that's the thing. You can even tell sometimes when Konerko would run down the first baseline on the ground ball that his back was an issue. A great spot here. Fastball. No question. Paints the corner. Vargas very good with this fastball. It's not overpowering like we've said. 88, 89 range, maybe touch 90. But spots it well. Backs it up with his changeup. Good combination between a 2-seam fastball and changeup. Same plane.
Paul Konerko fouls off the first one. Konerko had himself a 3-hit game yesterday, going 3 for 5. Picked up his 17th run batted in. 3 singles for him. He's got 4 home runs and 5 doubles as well.
Mentioned good numbers against Vargas. 7 for 13 in his career versus Jason Vargas. Paul Konerko is.
Time is called. Alberto Callaspo changing glasses. Or maybe it's Eric Ibar. It's Ibar. Going from the Oakley glasses, looks like he's going to the flip shades.
Beautiful day here today at the Big A.
Oh, breeze seems to be blowing out a little bit. 1-1 pitch. Down low. 2 balls and 1 strike. This one's popped up. Howie Kendrick drifting out. Glasses gleaming in that sunshine. Makes a catch. 2 outs. Check out the umpires today. The men in blue. There's John Hirschbeck behind the plate, so he will call some strikes today. John Timpani is over at first. Jim Reynolds at second. James Hoy. It's the all-J crew. John, Jim, and James.
That's why my key was from Jay-Z.
There you go.
Staying in that theme.
2 outs, nobody on for Connor Gillespie. Went hitless yesterday, going 0 for 5. Still hitting .282 with 3 home runs and 8 runs batted in. Gillespie filling in at third base, doing a nice job there, as is Jeff Keppinger at second. But looks like Gillespie's going to remain at that third base spot for the time being. He's done such a nice job offensively and defensively. He's committed 1 error defensively. Keppinger, he might be relegated more to that swing role, as this one's out toward right center field. And Mike Trout is there. And I say that because Gordon Beckham is on his way back. He's already started a rehab assignment, and the White Sox can use him soon. But after today. No score here in second. No score. Mark Trumbo to lead things off, followed by Josh Hamilton and Howie Kendrick. 4, 5, and 6 for the Halos. Jake Peavy had himself an easy 1-2-3 first, including a strikeout of Mike Trout. This one is cut on and missed. Jumbo had a 2 for 4 game, including a home run, his 10th. 2 runs batted in. That was 29, the average of 270.
Hit that ball real well to right center field, too, yesterday.
That home run he hit the first since May the 7th. That was in Houston. This one's fouled back.
Well, this baseball went a long way yesterday, too. Fastball inner half, so quick through it. Over both bullpens in left field. That's a long way.
Swing and a miss on the slider. 1 out. And so far, the only little fastball in has been to Trout in that first inning.
And Peavy, I mentioned, has 4+ pitches. Has a dominating fastball, but his slider is very, very effective. Right-handed batters have had a tough time throughout their entire career against Peavy. 216 career-wise right-handed batters against Peavy.
Hamilton came into the ballgame late yesterday, but 1 for 1. 214 with 5 home runs, 12 RBIs, had a single and a walk. Off speed is outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
Hamilton with real good numbers against Peavy, though. 7 for 15 with 2 home runs and 4 RBI.
Two 0 on the way. Swing and a miss. It's interesting talking about the career numbers and watching the game yesterday. Jake Peavy was interviewed by Kenny Albert, Tim McCarver. 2-1 pitch rolled foul. 2-2 now. And the one thing that Peavy said, like Tim McCarver brought up about career numbers, and when you're facing hitters, you take into account those numbers and what those hitters have done. He said, really, I'd like to take a snapshot. I mean, the synopsis was that they have an overall number, but some of those numbers were accumulated maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago, depending on the player. And this one shot through the left side, and that's going to go for a base hit. With the overshift on, Hamilton picks up a knock. And it's interesting to note, he says, I'd want to see what these guys have been doing, not necessarily against me, but what they've been doing themselves over the last couple of weeks, so that at least I have an idea of what their strike zone looks like, what they're chasing, what they're not chasing, who's hot and who's not.
Yeah, you do look at those reports, but when a hitter has had a lot of success against you on the mound, it doesn't matter if they're struggling for whatever reason, they're going to get a good swing against you. You're going to make one mistake in that 4 or 5 pitches you see during a sequence, and you're going to get your hits. It's hard to explain that, why that happens, or if you're a hitter and you can't hit a pitcher and he's struggling, he still seems to get you out at the plate.
Howie takes outside. Yeah, it's unique. It's certainly a unique take. The guy's been around a long time, and that's kind of how things have evolved for him, as how he looks at it now, what his approach is. But you're absolutely right. It's like a ballpark. There are ballparks that guys walk into, whether offensive players or pitchers. They feel good in that ballpark, but for whatever reason, they love the mound or they love the batter's box, the batter's eye. For whatever reason, the numbers never add up for them, and they can't figure it out. The same thing goes with the matchups between a hitter and a pitcher and a hitter.
Yeah, I think especially for a hitter, if you feel good at the plate, even against the best pitchers in the game, you're up there thinking, okay, I'm going to get one pitch to hit, and I'm not going to miss that pitch. And Hamilton, we talked about his numbers against Peavy. He didn't necessarily crush that baseball, but he still got a base hit because he's comfortable in that batter's box against Peavy.
One ball, one strike here on Howie Kendrick. 2 for 5 game yesterday. Big double for him. Now with a Diamondback in. And I say big double in that the White Sox dropped that 5 spot in the 8th inning yesterday to make it a 1-run game. With Howie's double gave the Angels a little cushion in the bottom of the 8th inning. His 5th double of the year.
Gave him a nice slider there. 86-mile-an-hour slider. So Peavy had a little bit of a back issue himself earlier in the year. Has righted that, and very good of late.
They've had some dings in that rotation, but still 4th in the American League as far as staff ERA. Well, out to right field. Rios almost played him perfectly. Makes the catch, 2 outs.
Now let's take a look at our AT&T U-verse rewind from yesterday's game. Alberto Callaspo, they try to go upstairs with a fastball. Callaspo loves playing on Big Fox days. 3-run home run. You remember that pinch hit grand slam he had last year in Seattle against King Felix. Quick on that fastball, especially when it's up and in, whether he's batting left-handed or right-handed.
Maybe we should just tell him that every time we're on Fox Sports West, it's considered Big Fox.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're all one big family.
This one's lifted in the air. Shallow left center field. Ramirez going out. De Alza, the center fielder, calls him off. And the inning comes to an end. We will head to the 3rd with no score here at the Big A. of the series. Who has the best swing in baseball? Mike Trout, Matt Kemp, or Joe Mauer? The hashtag's down below. Send us your tweet to @FoxSportsWest or @Goobzilla. No, I don't even know if that's a real name. Is that your Twitter handle?
Oh, yeah.
Come on, what is it?
That sounds good.
Goobzilla 23.
Yes.
You're going to use Greinke's number?
Exactly.
Who's using that now for the Royals?
Elliot Johnson.
Oh, yeah. Well, why not? Viciata lines one out to center field. Trout is there. Makes a catch.
Not that I noticed that at all.
Yeah. Not that you're holding on to that. Zach Greinke's one thing. He won a Cy Young. Not taking anything away or disparaging Elliot Johnson, but it's Elliot Johnson, number 23.
Former Royal Hal Morris had that number when he played for Kansas City, when he was left Cincinnati.
Remember the Angels organization now?
Yes.
Front office?
No, he was a real good hitter.
Guys, I'll tell you what, though. Guys do care about that stuff. It means something.
No question.
I mean,
Kirk Gibson, when he came over to Kansas City, he's 23 forever. He looked at me. I said, no. Don't even. It doesn't matter what you offer me. No, you're good. You were 23 before. When you leave again, you can get your 23 somewhere else.
1-0 to Keppinger is down low. 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, my Ward won as a member of the Royals forever.
I know where you're going there.
2-0 pitch. It's 2 balls and a strike. And they ended up giving up the number to Buddy Biancalana.
And why would your dad not feel good about that?
And Dad, he liked Buddy.
He was a good fielder.
He was a good fielder. And we welcome you to our broadcast booth. But Dad was a little chapped. It bothered him. Just like 23 on Elliot Johnson. I know it bothered you the other day. You wouldn't stop talking about it. You wouldn't stop talking about it.
Yeah, you don't want that. You kind of feel like that number should just go away at some point. Nobody else wear it, but it took them like 1 second before they gave it to somebody else.
But Buddy Biancalana did become a World Series hero.
Yeah, David Letterman loved him.
Yep.
As his countdown to pass Pete Rose for the all-time hit mark.
3-2, one hopper towards short, knocked down by Ibar. No play. There tried to backhand a short hop. Keppinger will reach. That is a base hit.
You remember, Buddy Biancalana was also drafted the same year as Cal Ripken and ahead of Cal Ripken in the draft. Tough one hop, tried to backhand it. Realized Keppinger runs pretty well too. Once that ball went off the glove and tried to recover in time, no chance to throw him out for an infield hit for Keppinger.
So second base runner of the afternoon for the White Sox. Keppinger with a single. De Aza had a walk to start off the game. Tyler Flowers, the catcher, is at the plate. Flowers had the afternoon off yesterday. Flowers hitting .206 on the year. 4 home runs, 12 RBIs. Pops this one up, shallow right field. Josh Hamilton comes in. 2 outs. Fans, on Tuesday, the Angels will be hosting the Seattle Mariners. That's the first of a 2-game set. Fans in attendance will receive a Mike Trout pint glass courtesy of Pizza Hut while supplies last. Purchase tickets today at the Angels Stadium ticket office or by logging on at angels.com. Two outs and a man at first with no score here in the third. Back to the top of the order we go, and Alejandro De Aza.
It's like no King Felix and no Iwakuma for Seattle. That's good news.
Iwakuma especially. He's just been filthy against
It's
the
like
Angels.
facing Chris Sale for the Angels.
Yeah, I'm sure Chris Sale's a nice guy, but we don't need to see him anymore.
No, we're good.
Met our quota.
I don't even know if we want to see him in spring training the way he's thrown against us.
Daza with a walk in the first inning. One ball, one strike. .39 pitches thrown by Vargas. 21 have been strikes. He hasn't quite found that right release point for him. There were a bunch of strikes in that start against Kansas City.
And Vargas trying to hit an outside corner, a spot with John Hirschbeck behind the plate. And again, if you can establish early in the game that you're going to hit corners, John Hirschbeck will certainly work with you as far as a pitcher on the mound. As a hitter, you have to be swinging aggressively. And Victor, getting back to your point earlier, you were talking about when hitters have success against some pitchers and vice versa, but there's no doubt we've seen Jason not as aggressive, or not necessarily as aggressive, hasn't been in the strike zone as much as in the past. He realizes he's had some tough games against the White Sox, so he's trying to be fine out there until at some point the offense can give him a lead. Then you're going to see him more aggressive middle part of the plate, but for the time being, until he gains some success, he's going to hit spots in the corner.
Foul. Count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. A lazy afternoon for baseball here.
Always like day game baseball. You get a lot more kids come to the games, families. A lot of kids today for the little leaguers walk around the warning track. It was good to see that.
Go to first. Keppinger's back. We got one of those 4 o'clock starts coming up on Thursday. As the Angels, after the game, will head to Kansas City for a 4-game series.
A lot of youngsters here at the ballpark today. Smart too, wearing a hat. It's very, very sunny and bright out here.
Misspoke. Wednesday's the 4:05 start. 1-2 again. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's a spot worth taking if you're Jason Vargas, because the pitch early in the sequence was called a strike. It's an unhittable pitch. And if an umpire is with you on that one, it'll be a call 3rd strike.
Two. Daza is walking up the line, but it's a full count. And it's worth the effort, I guess, because you never know. Vargas wanted to appeal on a check swing. So full count, 2 outs. Keppinger will be off with the pitch over at first base. Pujols will play behind him with a lefty in the batter's box. No score.
Back-to-back full counts against Diaz so far in this game. First inning, he walked, leading off the game.
Three-two, and it's a one-hopper to the right side. Howie's got it. And the inning comes to an end. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd with no score. Bottom of the third, we are scoreless here at the Big A. Ionetta, Shuck, and Ibar coming up to face Jake Peavy.
Coming up later in the game, we'll have the Carl's Jr. Sports Update. We'll fill you on 8 is enough. Well, Big Poppy socks him. Big Poppy dealing this year for the Red Sox.
8 is enough, huh?
Yeah.
I like that, Joe.
I'm just going to leave it out like that. Just make you think about that.
All right. I used to watch those shows on reruns. More of your generation.
It's one of my favorite shows.
I like Data Design. Scary that we're only 5 years. Is it 5 years? 10. I'm sorry, 10
5
years.
seconds.
5 seconds. You know. Not quite. On delay, 5 seconds, maybe. As well, we should be.
Like my computer, it's about 5 seconds.
That just might be operator error. Peavy with a couple of strikeouts, no walks. 1 hit allowed. That's 3 balls and no strikes on Chris, who yesterday had another 4-walk game. Second of the season.
Showing a lot of patience.
He's on base percentage at 349 now, if I remember correctly, roughly. Yep, 349 on base percentage. And hitting under 200 at 198. 3-0 from Peavy. Strike.
And then all of a sudden you look over at Cappinger to start the series, had a higher batting average than on base percentage before he worked that first walk of the year.
Funny game, this baseball. Ionetta fouls it back. Jose Mota making the play? No. That was next door.
You know, he was ready.
Yeah, he had the glove. Full count. Shuck on deck. Both teams with 1 hit. Both teams have stranded 1. This one coming back into, nope, off the facade of the White Sox broadcast booth. Hawk Harrelson and Tom Paciorek over there calling Sox baseball.
Tom was getting up to make the play.
Why wouldn't Wimpy get up there? He's a gamer.
Yes, he was.
And a walk. Lead off to start off this third, and the first issued by Jake Peavy. Let's take a look at the strike zone with John Hirschbeck talking about a wide strike zone.
Gets the top of the strike zone. No, I threw a number of games at John Hirschbeck. What he is, he won't give you the corners, but he's definitely a low ball umpire. He will give you the low strike on corners, but he will not give you the high strike.
J.B. Shuck yesterday went 2 for 4. Double and 3 runs batted in. Gillespie playing in over at third base. The breaking ball's outside.
Well, Mike Soch was asked a lot about J.B. Shuck and what he's done, both against left-handed pitchers and, of course, a right-handed pitcher. He just said he's done so many things well for the team. He's played solid in the outfield, very aggressive, good throwing arm, but also doing the little things to create opportunities to score runs. They're very good as far as getting the bunt down.
Hit and run was on. He fouls this one back.
I mean, that's as good as you can do. That pitch is way outside. But when the hit and run's put on, you have to commit to swinging. Unless it's a breaking ball in the dirt, anything that's elevated at all, you have to swing it. That ball is about 2 feet outside, almost a pitch out. He was able to foul it off.
Chuck hitting .306, 5 doubles, 8 runs batted in. Gillespie near the cut of the grass at third base. Bunted foul. 1 and 2. It's tough play too, especially with a third baseman. Gillespie looks like he's got some mobility over there, some decent wheels. He can move, and you've got a pitcher like Peavy.
He wants to field everything.
Exactly. It's kind of like Greinke likes to field everything. That's difficult. Not so much getting the bunt down, but being able to advance the runner and Chris Ionetta.
Because what it forces you as a bunter, you really think in terms of a perfect bunt to advance Ionetta instead of just trying to put the ball on that infield grass.
And so far, Peavy doing exactly what he should, just keeps pitching Shuck away. Konerko holding Ionetta on. He's got the left side of the infield, cheating in a couple of steps, looking for a double play ball. That's line to center field. De Aza coming on, and he can't get him. Well, it stays right next to him. A one hopper looked like it was going to go by him, but it pops straight up.
And luckily, he didn't pick the baseball up right away off the ground because Chris Ionetta was committed to going to third base on that baseball. Well hit again by J.B. Shuck. A mistake pitch for me, for Peavy, going inner half against him. Pitched kind of against the defense. Well, falls in nicely in front of De Aza, almost able to make the play, but fortunately for him, it hit his arm.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's by him, and that might be an inside-the-park home run.
There's no doubt about it. With Shuck running, that ball trickles all the way to the warning track. Nobody near to back it up. So first and third, nobody out for the Angels here. Eric Ibar at the plate, no score. Eric grounded out to Paul Konerko in his first inning at bat, so he's 0 for 1. That's a tough pitch right there. Down underneath the hands.
Cut fastball.
Yeah.
And Peavy knows that Eric Ibar in these spots expands his strike zone, so he's not going to give him a fastball that he can get and hit in the air. He's going to throw him all speed pitches, cut fastballs.
And that is ripped down the line. That's going to be a fair ball headed toward the corner. Rios trying to cut it off, does so with the slide, and does a heck of a job. The throw goes towards second. Dina Weeble waves in. Shuck Ibar's in a rundown between second and third. At the end of the day, it's going to be a 2-0 Angels lead. Ibar is out, but he picks up 2 runs batted in.
And the interesting thing is what Dina Weeble did. Well, he picked that up because he saw the throw being thrown into Keppinger, and his back was turned, assuming that Shuck was going to score or at least hold the third. This is great coaching by Dina Weeble. He sees the throw in there. He sees his back turn. He knows it's not going to be a position. He gets away from him also and goes to Ramirez and allows Shuck to score. You have to be aggressive when you're facing a pitcher like Jake Peavy. You don't get many opportunities to score, but that's an excellent job by Dina Weeble coaching third base.
A little surprised that Eric thought about going to third. I think he was anticipating the way that Rios slid and cut that ball off, that perhaps the play was going to go home. But he is the first out, picks up a couple of RBIs, his 4th and 5th, and a big hit for him with a man in scoring position.
And
that's been a struggle for him.
a fastball, too. I was surprised Peavy did a fastball at 91, inner half, and Eric turned on it.
Trout, a strikeout victim in the first. Breaking ball, foul back, and it's 0-2.
Like we talked about in the opening as far as the key, the other guys in that lineup that could come through against Jake Peavy. Shuck gets a base hit. Eric Ibar with a big double driving in 2.
Off the plate. That's 1 ball, 2 strikes. That put out of Ibar goes 9-4-5-6. As the throw snuck underneath the glove of Keppinger, but it hit the glove, so he's involved. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. 2 outs, second strikeout of Trout, third in the game for Peavy.
What I like about Dina Weeble, what he does in that third base coaching box, he'll go down the line to look and see the eyes of the outfielder to throw in, and where the infielders, the cutoff men, are going to be situated if their bodies turn, as if they're going to think there's going to be a play at the plate, or they're going to cut it off and try to get the guy going from second to third like they eventually did with Eric Ibar. So that's a solid effort by Dina Weeble.
1-0 count on Albert. Got a fly ball to center field in the first inning. Breaking pitch popped up. First base side. Konerko drifting over. Looks like he may have some room, and it's a foul ball.
Kid
Young man made a great catch.
It's a great play. The young fan and Konerko had the eye on the baseball. Tracked it well. Had his other hand up there to make sure, just in case it popped out of the glove, he was in position to make the play.
Konerko drifted, the kid didn't. Ground ball to third. Across the diamond goes to throw in the inning. comes to an end. But not before the Angels drop a 2 spot. Eric Ibar with a 2 RBI double. We're through 3, 2-0 Angels. More can enjoy Angels baseball for as low as $8 per seat this year. Take advantage of the exclusive group hat collection for select series. To book that group outing, just call 888-796-HALO or log on at angels.com/groups. Jason Vargas back to work. 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 1 hit allowed. He'll face 2, 3, and 4 for the White Sox here. Ramirez, Rios, and Dunn. First one's off the plate. Alexi Ramirez hit a double play ball in the first inning. He waves at the off-speed pitch. Evens the count up at a ball and a strike.
Well, that was a great changeup after the fastball, the pitch before just missed. And I love that combination that Vargas does. 2-seam fastball away, backs it up with a changeup away. An 8 or 9 mile an hour differential between the 2 pitches. And that's the type of swing you'll get because Ramirez was thinking he's going to go back out there with a fastball and committed to that side of the plate, but it was another changeup.
Line to short. One away.
Came in with a fastball inside there, and Ramirez was all over that one. One of those difficult plays, too, for an infielder. A low line drive with all the white shirts at the game here. It's very difficult to track. And a tough time seeing that baseball. A lot of times in day games, infielders, if a baseball's hit on the line, has a tough time picking it up because of all the white shirts in the stands. Very difficult to see right away. Clearly, the Ibar had a tough time, but still recovered to make the play.
Alex Rios looks at a strike. Interesting that he went back to the regular glasses, took off the flips. Trying to cut down as much glare as possible. Rios lined out to Ibar his first time up. This one pulled to third. Callaspo's got it. 2 outs.
Callaspo was able to take his time. You saw Rios was upset with himself, throwing his bat down so he had time. And all of a sudden, when you do have too much time as an infielder, you get underneath your throw. It was a high throw, but Pujols was able to pick him up.
Adam Dunn takes down and away. Dunn struck out looking into second. The only punch out that Vargas has picked up today.
Talk about a lot of room on that left side of the infield for Adam Dunn, especially fastballs and breaking balls away. A lot of room.
1-2.
When you look at the charts against Adam Dunn, he does have very good power to left center field. Doesn't hit many ground balls to that side of the infield, though.
Count even up now, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Vargas last time against Dunn painted a fastball away against him for the call third strike. It seems like he has him set up now after a breaking ball away. Let's try to keep it down, get it on the outer half.
2-2 pitch. Lifted foul and out of play. Third base side. Two nothing Angels, 2 runs in the third inning. Eric Ibar. 2 RBI double. Full count now. And again, bears repeating, just not as sharp for Jason Vargas as we've seen over the last couple of starts.
He seems to pull off a lot on his breaking ball today. That's the one pitch he's had a tough time with.
And he walked Adam Dunn. He's ahead of him. That's the second walk he's issued today. And it comes with 2 outs. That has been the biggest issue for Angels pitchers this year. The 2-out hits, 2-out base runners, 2-out runs.
And 57 pitches thrown for Vargas, 32 strikes, 25 out of the strike zone. Generally don't see that a whole lot with Jason. He's very consistent around the strike zone.
Paul Konerko popped out to Howie Kendrick into second. Getting a start today at first base. Looks at a strike. Konerko didn't. It appears if he liked that call.
Yeah, that fastball that had cutting action, cut all around the plate. There's no question that was in the strike zone. But that's not a pitch that Jason wanted to throw. That ball had more cutting action. He wanted to make sure that it was true to the outside corner.
Konerko pulls one right to Castro. The line out ends the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. The Angels up 2-0. Mark Trumbo set to lead things off for the Angels here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 2-0 Halos. Trumbo, Hamilton, and Kendrick. Mark struck out in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. 3 strikeouts for Peavy. 1 walk. And in that plate appearance that Trumbo struck out at, Peavy stayed away from him. Fastballs and sliders.
And Peavy's given up 3 hits today. All have been against left-handed batters. I mentioned his .216 in their career right-handed batters versus Peavy. His 3rd best among active pitchers, right-handed pitchers.
Trumbo steps out. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A conversation going on here between Trumbo, Flowers, and Hirschbeck, I think. 2-2. Going back outside. Yeah, it's a breaking ball. A little cut fastball there.
Peavy thought he was in a good rhythm, and then that conversation with Flowers and Trumbo and Hirschbeck slowed him down. He wasn't real happy, and then after missing that 2-2 pitch, wasn't happy again. He said very competitive, very animated on the mound, Jake Peavy.
3-2. This one's fouled back. What was your trigger mechanism to go to start that windup? You know, sometimes you get a guy like Trumbo who steps out, right? The umpires back in the day used to be they'd point to, if there was time called, they'd point to the pitcher, okay, go. Nowadays you don't see that a whole lot. But what Trumbo steps into the batter's box, he's still not quite ready. He holds that bat out there. When do you start?
As soon as I see him even getting close to being comfortable, I'm beginning my delivery.
And it's a leadoff walk.
I did not like to waste time. I was always a believer in, I wanted my defense as much as possible to make that play behind me. So as soon as I saw that hitter even close to being ready, I was going. Now if he stepped off, and there would be some games you would play too, and then I would step off the pitching rubber, walk back, and go to the rosin bag just to waste some time with and mess with the hitter also. But I did not like when they stepped out at all. But I think it was the right decision at times by them because it got me off of my game.
Hamilton had a base hit through the left side of the infield with the overshift on, so he's 1 for 1. Ramirez really just a couple of steps to his left from his normal shortstop position this time. Keppinger cheating in a couple of steps at second base. One ball, no strikes.
When all of a sudden, since that little bit of a delay with the conversation, Trumbo and Flowers, Peavy overthrowing pitches. Always been, I said, very competitive. At times, gets himself out of his good part of his game. Getting angry on the mound.
This one's lined to left. Viciata was playing him perfectly. Makes the grab, 1 out. Well struck, but right to the White Sox left fielder. Trumbo stays at first base. Howie Kendrick coming up now.
No, that's an out by Hamilton. That's well hit. 7 for 21 coming into that at bat in this homestand. So starting to get a better feel at the plate. And when you hit a ball that hard the other way, it tells you you're seeing the ball well.
Here's Howie Kendrick. With a fly ball to right field in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. Trumbo still at first base. Howie 10 for his last 20.
Be surprised to see a hit and run put on some point during this at bat for Howie because he's swinging the bat well, and he's good as far as putting the ball on the ground and hitting the ball the other way. The tough part is going to be Trumbo getting the lead, and Jake Peavy's always been known to have that borderline balk move for a right-handed pitcher, bends that front knee, then fires it over the first base. That's why he's so difficult to try to steal a base against.
This one looped down toward right center field, a base hit. Trumbo's going to get around second base and head to third. No throw from De Aza. Make that 11 for his last 21.
Another good swing, good approach, not trying to do too much to play for Howie against Peavy. Slider or cut fastball that stayed level with the swing for Howie Kendrick, and into the outfield for a base hit. Trumbo, good read, easily goes first to third. Again, pressure on Peavy with Callaspo, another opportunity to get a big hit here.
Callaspo looks at his strike. Alberto made a lazy fly ball out to shallow left center field in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. He's got Trumbo standing at third, Kendrick at first. 2-0 Angels. Eric Ibar. 2 RBI double in the third. No 1. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I haven't seen that changeup too much from Peavy in the game. That was good running action, but he tried to force that one through, because when you haven't thrown a changeup and here you are in the fourth inning, that's it. That's the feel pitch. So it's difficult to get that feel for that after you've already thrown 60 pitches.
One and two now. Peavy last year with the Sox made 32 starts, won 11 and 12 with a 3.37, signed a 2-year extension.
Remember that game a couple years ago in Chicago where he hurt his side muscle or pulled the muscle off his shoulder.
That detached lat.
Didn't look like most people would have a very difficult chance to even come back anywhere close.
That was against the Angels.
Yep. And he's certainly back again.
Spent some time with the disabled last year with a strained right adductor. 1-2, way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Richard Peavy from Mobile, Alabama, was on his way to go to Auburn. He was drafted by the San Diego Padres. 15th round. Ended up signing. Long-time big leaguer.
One of the best right-handed pitchers we've seen. Consistently pitches as well as anybody.
Yeah, kind of a Roy Oswalt kind of mold. Fiery, competitor, good stuff. Casper takes the off-speed pitch low. Full count now.
They say he does everything well. Not only competes well, but mentioned 4+ pitches he has. And is as competitive as you're ever going to find. 3 full counts for him already in this game, though, with 63 pitches thrown already for Peavy here with 1 out in the 4th.
Now he takes off and he walked him. They are loaded up for Chris Iannetta. 2 walks in the inning, 3rd of the ball game. And Iannetta, who drew a walk himself in the 2nd inning, will come to the plate. Pardon me, in the 3rd inning will come up.
That's a surprise too when you look at it. Peavy's only walked 8 batters the entire year, but he's already walked 3 in this game. Again, you look into what his numbers have been against the Angels as a pitcher. You realize you hadn't had a lot of success against the team, so you press, you try to hit spots too much.
As a matter of fact, 3 walks combined in the last 3 starts prior to this one. Working from the full windup, and Iannetta committing to that swing. A breaking pitch down and away. It's a 0-1 count.
But if you're Chris, you have to look away because Peavy hasn't thrown many pitches inside.
No.
And when he did, he got hurt against Shuck and Ibar.
Yeah.
So he's going to stay away. So you have to look away and try to get something elevated, hit in the air.
Trumbo at third, Kendrick at second, Kayaspo at first. 1 out here in the fourth. 2-0 Angels looking for more. 0-1 pitch. Lifted down the right field line. Rios giving chase, tailing away from him. That's in the seats. Boy, off the bat, I thought that had a chance to stay in and being out in a sacrifice fly.
He just kept drifting further and further and finally going into the stands. You can see how Iannetta adjusted the swing. He was looking inside out approach to try to hit the ball that way to right field.
One and two.
Looks like he tried that changeup again. Throwing 3 or so this inning. It's a dangerous pitch, 0-2, because as a hitter, you're in protect mode. You have a better chance of making contact on a changeup.
1-2, fouled off.
These are the spots Mike Scioscia wants his players to have an idea of what they want to do at the plate. Situational type hitting.
2 balls, 2 strikes. It's been a tough go for the Angels this year offensively. The situational hitting, 225 with men in scoring position, 206 with the bases loaded this year.
Yeah, I mean, he would love a grand slam or a 3-run double, but the reality is even a sacrifice fly is important here.
2-2 on the way. Outside. Full count. Shuck's on deck. Here's the payoff. Iannetta lifts one down the right field line again, tailing away from Rios toward the seats. .71 pitches thrown by Peavy. The next one will be the 25th of this inning.
Ventura might have to get that bullpen going if Peavy could not throw a strike here.
Another 3-2, and he walked him, and it's 3-0 Angels. Back-to-back walks.
Back-to-back games for the Eagles to walk with the bases loaded. We saw in the game yesterday. Iannetta with another walk. Off the plate. Now 6 walks in the last 2 games for Chris Iannetta. It's a good at bat. He fought off some tough pitches. He committed that first swing on the cut fastball, but then worked his way to a walk.
Don Cooper's going to come out and pay a visit. Iannetta picks up his 13th RBI of the year. And they're still loaded up for J.B. Shuck. So 3-0 Angels here in the 4th inning. Hey, you mentioned those 8 walks that Peavy had issued all of this year. He had 1 game in which he gave up 4, and that was against the Minnesota Twins. But tonight, or should say today, now 4 walks against the Angels, 3 of which occurred here in the 4th, and it started with Mark Trumbo, who actually worked a very good plate appearance as well.
And there's no doubt in my mind that Peavy remembered his lack of success against the Angels and trying to be too fine, trying to hit spots, trying to hit corners instead of being aggressive.
J.B. Shuck had himself a single with a run scored in the third inning, so he's 1 for 1. Now Peavy working from the stretch once again. Breaking ball is outside. Perhaps going from the stretch because you've got a guy who can handle the bat in a bunt situation. Trying to freeze Howie Kendrick at third base.
Better look to see if Howie gets a jump at third if there's a squeeze put on by Mike Scioscia.
Kayaswich second, Inett at first. Here's the 1-0. Shuck pops it up. Left side of the infield. Infield fly rule is called, and 2 outs. Got in his kitchen with the fastball. Shuck is retired here, and it'll be up to Erick Aybar.
Boy, a fastball almost similar to the pitch. He got a base hit on the last at bat because the first pitch was away so far that Shuck had in his mindset that Peavy was going to pitch him away, and they got jammed on that one inside. Cut fastball, too. It looks like a bad fastball, but that late cut action is able to force him to pop that up in the infield.
Here's Aybar with the bases loaded. Eric 1 for 2 with a 2 RBI double in the third inning. Breaking pitch, a strike. Prior to that at bat in the third, Aybar had been 1 for 20 with men in scoring position. Now 2 for 21. Off speed, fouled off the left, and it's an 0-2 count.
It looked like Peavy wanted to go off speed, and Flowers going with fastballs, whether cut fastball or four-seam fastball.
0-2 pitch, check swing foul, and almost decapitates Trout in the deck circle.
Well, he did indeed go with a four-seam fastball. How about at 93? Elevated it.
Breaking pitch down and away. Kind of an odd, un-Jake Peavy-like inning here in the fourth with the 3 walks. A lot of deep counts.
So unusual. He's so aggressive on the mound with all his pitches. He can throw every one of his pitches for strikes, too.
So they want to come back inside the 1-2, and that's up and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Can a strike zone or the lack of one, however you want to look at it, whether today or otherwise, change your mentality or your approach?
Especially when you know, as a pitcher, you know who's behind the plate. You know that John Hirschbeck calls strikes. So you're more apt to be aggressive, especially early, but it hasn't been the case for Peavy, and it's an unusual effort for him so far.
Full count. And I understand that, but maybe there has been some calls that didn't go, that were strikes that didn't go Jake's way. All of a sudden, mentally, you're saying,
he's had a couple pitches that were definitely borderline strikes that were right on the corner, and then he didn't get the call. And we've always said that about Peavy. He's a guy that's very animated on the mound, and when he doesn't get that borderline call, it can affect him.
Runners go, the 3-2, and he walked in another one. It is 4-0 Angels. Nice job by Erick Aybar, and an 0-2 count to work the walk as he picks up his 3rd RBI of the game. And now Mike Trout will get an opportunity here with the bases loaded.
Well, now if you're Mike Trout, you got to look fastball first pitch and just let it go. It's a chance to get Peavy out of the game. Such a good pitcher. It's throwing the ball so well this year. Knows he has to throw a strike. More likely you'll get a fastball here.
Mike is 0 for 2 today with a couple of strikeouts. Went down looking in the first, swinging into third. Peavy from the full windup, and breaking pitch is fouled off. An 0-1 count.
Boy, Mike has pulled off just enough to miss that pitch.
Brian Omogrosso begins to warm up. Popped him up. Keppinger puts the glasses down. Can't find the baseball, now does. Makes the catch. And the inning comes to an end, but the Angels get a couple of runs. We've played 4, and it's 4-0 Angels. Giving up those walks, but he got Mike Trout to pop up to finish that inning.
And Jake Peavy's talking about some of those pitches. He's feeling they're right on the corner, getting that much of the corner, about a baseball on each side, but not getting those calls from John Hirschbeck. 4 walks in that inning for Peavy, including 2 with the bases loaded. He's only done that 3 times in his entire career, walking somebody with the bases loaded. I'll give him 5 times he's done that.
Jason Vargas back to work. 4-0 Halos. Vargas here in the 5th inning will face Gillespie, Viciedo, and Keppinger. White Sox with 1 hit. That was Keppinger's base hit in the 3rd inning. Vargas with 2 walks, 1 strikeout. Gillespie, the 3rd baseman, hit a fly ball to center field to end the 2nd inning. So he's 0 for 1. And he'll look at a strike. Count even up at 1-1. Foul back.
Well, an unusual thing so far in the game, though, when you think about how many walks. 5 for Peavy, 2 for Vargas. Both pitchers very consistently around the strike zone. And again, mentioned both of them with not great numbers against the opponent.
A swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. Down goes Gillespie, and there's out number 1.
And here's today's Coors Light cold hard fact. We talk about how well these two teams have played against each other over the years. It's certainly been as close as it can get. White Sox lead the series all time, 351 to 350. Angels over the last 3 seasons, though, 14-6 versus Sox. That cold hard fact is brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light.
One-out count on Viciedo, the left fielder, hit a fly ball to center field in the 3rd inning.
And the one pitch that makes Vargas so effective against lefties, though, his ability now, the confidence he has to throw a changeup. That's what he got Gillespie Gillespie out with that last pitch, a changeup to a lefty. You don't see that too often. Usually he'll go breaking ball or fastball. But his changeup is so good. Got that fastball by Viciedo, even though it was a fastball count. He's a very good fastball hitter because of the fact is he can throw his changeup so well.
Viciedo fouls it off. Full count now.
He wonder if he'll go back with a changeup. 2-1 pitch, changeup, and fastball there late. Still feel that's his best pitch, his changeup against a right-handed batter here.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Viciedo. Good off-speed pitch. Back-to-back strikeouts for Vargas.
Well, what you have is a hitter guessing along with you. When you have a hitter guessing with you, you can make a quality pitch, and that's what Vargas did. Great changeup. Well, he's able to turn that changeup over. 81-mile-an-hour changeup out in front. Viciedo unable to make contact. Back-to-back punch-outs on changeups this inning for Vargas.
Keppinger looks at his strike. Now this inning, he looks a little bit more locked in than he has in the previous 4.
Pace is good.
Missed in. 1 ball, 1 strike. No runs, a hit, 2 left on for the White Sox. 4 runs, 4 hits, 4 left on for the Angels. Halos with 2 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th. Pujols, Trumbo, and Hamilton coming up in the bottom of the 5th inning. Keppinger lines one into center field and a 2-out hit.
Keppinger with both hits in the game. It was a pitch that was up in the strike zone, and Keppinger just went with the pitch and hit into center field for his 2nd hit of the game. All right, a fastball. This time was elevated around belt high, and Keppinger hit that one well up the middle.
One ball, no strikes. Flowers hit a fly ball to right field in the 3rd inning, so he's 0 for 1. This one's fouled back.
He's going to go change up here.
Catch that corner. It's 2 balls and a strike. Jason at 75 pitches. 43 have been strikes. 3 punch outs, 2 walks.
Been pretty consistent around the pitch count each inning.
Three balls and a strike now. Top of the order, and De Aza on deck. He's trying to get through this 5th inning.
And the importance of a shutdown inning after getting 2 gift runs with Jake Peavy walking 4 batters in an inning, including 2 with the bases loaded.
3-1 pitch to Flowers. Swing and a miss. Good off speed.
Now you have to have a lot of confidence in your changeup to throw a 3-1 changeup when you're up 4-0.
Now if you're going to throw a 3-1 changeup, might as well throw another one.
It's automatic.
Keppinger's going to take off with a pitch from first base. Pujols playing behind him. And a 3-2. He did throw another one. Flowers takes it for a walk, the 3rd issued by Vargas. So 2 on now and 2 outs for De Aza. And the plate appearances that De Aza has had against Vargas have We've seen a lot of pitches, too.
Both times, full counts, including a walk to lead off the game. Has not chased his breaking pitch. Tried to get Piazza to fish for the breaking ball away, but he did not chase.
First one is a strike. Good location with that fastball. Piazza drew a walk in the first inning and grounded out in the third, so he's 0 for 1. One and one.
He didn't miss by much. He's trying to fight his way through this inning. Started off with a great feel for all his pitches, the first two batters, and all of a sudden it's gone away from him.
Two balls and a strike now. Piazza fouls this one off on the third base side, deep into the seats.
Late on a fastball at 88. It's not shown that he will chase a breaking pitch, though, against Vargas. Yeah. So you're more apt to think, try to sneak another fastball away. Hope you have Piazza guessing breaking pitch.
And when he has looked for the breaking pitch, he's been able to check that swing. He's been able to get the good read on it and lay off of it.
So just that 88, 89 fastball away. Piazza coming in the game 343 versus lefties.
2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Down goes Piazza. The inning comes to an end. 3 strikeouts in the inning. A lot more pitches thrown for Vargas. Still 4-0 Halos. Cast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. The shot you were seeing was Chris Inetta in the dugout with the newest Angel, Chris Nelson, the infielder whom the Angels claimed off waivers from the New York Yankees, originally a Rocky, and those two very familiar with one another.
Did we not see him last year, didn't we, in Colorado?
Yeah. is a former first-round pick. There's Chris of the Colorado Rockies. Pasadena City College. Pujols fouls it off to the right. It's an 0-2 count. Pujols, Trumbo, and Hamilton for the Angels here in the fifth. Albert 0 for 2. Fly ball to center field. And ground ball to third. Some numbers for Chris Nelson, who started this year as the everyday third baseman for the Rockies. With 242. And then was traded to New York. 1-2 now. Luis Jimenez was optioned to AAA.
Gives Luis an opportunity to play every day.
Yeah.
Well, he did a nice job with Mike Scioscia's Angels here. A lot of energy. Played a great third base.
Oh, yeah, Albert, a little frustrated. You just see the body language. He had a pitch there that a little cement mixer breaking ball.
Yeah, he doesn't normally miss that one. He's a power hitter. That's the pitch you dream for.
Swing and a miss. And there's out number 1, fourth strikeout for Peavy.
And then inevitably the pitcher makes an adjustment, throws a nasty cut fastball to get you to swing and miss, but the pitch before is the pitch that Pujols wanted. And that one had some good late break to it.
Trumbo fouls this one back. Oh, 1 count. Down low. Trumbo led off the fourth inning with a walk. Eventually came around to score. He struck out in the second, so he's 0 for 1. 4 hits that Peavy's allowed. And that is hit well out to left field. Viciado is back though, and will make the catch just shy of the track.
Looks like he got it just off the end of the bat. Or just missed, hitting his 11th home run of the year. Good timing, but just off the end of the bat. Still shows you how strong Trumbo is off the end of the bat, and it still goes to that 387 sign in left center field.
Hamilton 1 for 2 with a single. The fly ball to left. Head of the count at 2-0.
Well, Hamilton is going to be gearing up here for a fastball. Might get a cut fastball.
Fouls it back.
And that cut fastball stayed middle of the plate. He had a pretty good swing at it. Seen twice in this inning where Peavy's got away with a cut fastball that stayed middle of the plate, once against Pujols and certainly there against Hamilton.
Off speed pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rolled foul, not in front.
Back-to-back off speed by Peavy against Hamilton. Eight for 17 in his career versus Peavy.
Two outs, nobody on here in the fifth. 4-0 Angels. 2-2 on the way. Outside. Full count. Kendrick on deck.
It seemed like we said that a lot with Peavy on the hill.
Yeah.
6 times, as a matter of fact. Here in the fifth, full counts.
Tied him up. Rolled foul. Still 3-2. 5 walks issued by Jake Peavy. 4 strikeouts, 4 hits allowed.
The last inning when he walked 4 guys, it's the 4th time in his career he has done that.
Hamilton lifts one out toward left center field. Viciedo moving back on it. He got a beat on it. And the inning comes to an end. A 1-2-3 inning for Jake Peavy. His first since the first. 5 in the books. 4-0 Angels.
Jason Vargas using his fastball to get Adam Dunn looking, then change up to Gillespie, change up to Viciedo, then breaking ball to Diaz to finish off the top of the 5th. 4 strikeouts in the game for Jason Vargas, along with 3 walks. And very good 5 shutout innings, is 2 hits allowed for Vargas with 83 pitches thrown. He's been very good at home of late too. Just last 3 home starts, 21 innings pitches, 2 earned runs allowed for Vargas.
4-0 Angels, top of the 6th inning. Jason Vargas in that 5th inning. Interesting in that he struck out the first 2 batters and then gave up a single, a walk to Flowers before striking out De Aza. Kind of threw some extra pitches there. And now he's got to face 2, 3, and 4 for the White Sox in the 6th inning. Ramirez, Rios, and Dunn. Ground ball toward the middle. Howie dives, can't get it. So Ramirez with a leadoff single. Second time today that the White Sox have had their leadoff man on. That was the other time was De Aza leading off the game with a walk.
Ramirez went right with that fastball away up the middle for a base hit. Last at bat, a line drive to Ibar that was caught. He's got some good numbers in his career versus Vargas. 8 for 18.
Rios takes a big rip, fouls it back. Got away with a mistake there. Rios is 0 for 2. Lined out to Ibar in the 1st inning, grounded out to Callas for the 4th.
Well, if you want to go fastball against Rios, you got to make sure it's down and away.
Adam Dunn is on deck. Hit by Ramirez, a 3rd for the White Sox today. 1-2.
Good spot with that all-speed pitch from Vargas. Rios is grounded in the 4 double plays. If you can throw a changeup down and away, you can get him to roll over, hit a ground ball to Eric Ibar. It's short.
2-2 count now. 89 pitches now thrown by Vargas. Rios a swing and a foul tip. Iannetta makes the catch. Rios saying that ball hit the ground, but not only did John Hirschberg bring it up, so did the first base umpire, so it's an out. Strikeout number 5.
Turned over a changeup. And fouled and caught just before it got to the dirt by Iannetta. Real close.
Adam Dunn looks at a strike. Dunn is 0 for 1 with a strikeout as he went down looking into second. And then drew a walk into fourth.
Last 4 outs for Vargas have been strikeouts. Struck out the side last inning, including a base hit and a walk. And first out of this inning, a strikeout for Vargas.
2-1 now. Off the plate. There's 3 balls and a strike.
Dangerous hitter in a 3-1 count here in Adam Dunn, and a very dangerous hitter on deck in Paul Konerko. And hasn't been easy for Vargas. He's done a nice job as far as navigating through this game so far, but 94 pitches thrown, is 52 in the strike zone.
Here's 3-1. Full count. John Hirschbeck rung him up, I think, but it's actually 3-2 now.
Boy, and that pitch was off the plate, too.
Ramirez over at first base with 1 out. The 3-2. Called strike 3. 2 down.
After a 3-1 fastball in the outside corner, same spot, same call for John Hirschbeck.
That is a big strike zone. This is Eric Gregg-like.
When you pitch on the outside part of the plate with John Hirschbeck behind the plate, if you've shown that you could throw enough strikes in that area, you're going to get those calls.
You're smiling because you're a former pitcher.
My arm's pretty loose right now, I'll tell you what.
There's Paul Konerko. And he'll take one downstairs. You're salivating right now. What a great call that was.
I remember quite a few umpires over the years were considered hitters umpires. So every once in a while you get a pitcher's umpire, and John Hirschbeck is certainly one of those.
And so far it's been the foul back and what wanted. Vargas has gotten the benefit of the doubt. Peavy, at least in those middle innings, that 3rd and 4th innings, maybe didn't, at least in his opinion.
I'll tell you, always the key with John Hirschbeck behind the plate is don't show emotion. When you think you hit a spot and he doesn't call it, you're not going to get those borderline pitches. If you just pitch your pitch, if he misses it, just go about your business. You're going to get some borderline pitches.
One and 2.
Next pitch for Vargas will be pitch number 100. So Mike Scioscia is going to have to go down to the bullpen at some point today.
Off speed low.
Hunter pitches 56 in the strike zone for Vargas.
This one bounced over to third. Callaspo picks it up. He'll go the short way, and they force out Ramirez. The leadoff single stranded at first. We'll head to the bottom of the sixth. Angels still on top.
Now here's our Carl's Jr. sports update around Major League Baseball. 8 is enough. Matt Moore picks up his 8th victory, no losses, 7 solid innings, just 1 earned run. ERA for the season for Moore, 2.29. And Big Papi, leading the Red Sox, have been playing very well as a base hit in their game, hitting .361 this year for the Red Sox.
Howie Kendrick looks at a strike to lead off the 6th inning. Kendrick, Callaspo, and Ineta for the Angels. Jason Vargas at 101 pitches. Oh, 2 count. Peavy coming off a 1-2-3 5th inning. Proves a strikeout. He's got 4 punch outs today, but 5 walks. 1-2. Howie 1 for 2, had a single with a run scored to the 4th inning.
And Howie with the only hit, batting from the right side in the game against Peavy today.
He's got a piece of it to keep his at-bat alive. Well, that pitch was off the plate. That's just to get a little piece of it. Foul tip, keep the at-bat alive is saying something.
Especially with that late break. That starts on the outside corner and ends up in the left-handed batter's box.
And he got him with a fastball away. 1 out. MLB.TV celebrates 11 years with new low yearly prices. Watch every out-of-market game live on over 350 supported mobile and connected devices in HD quality with MLB.TV Premium. Visit MLB.TV today. Baseball everywhere.
Pretty good sequence by Peavy to get Howie swinging. By the cut fastball off the plate, then backed it up with the 2-seam fastball that starts off the plate and catches the corner.
White Sox start to get some action going in their bullpen as Peavy's at 105 pitches. 106th is outside. Alberto with a fly ball to center and a walk. 2 bases loaded walks for Peavy in the 4th, extending the Angels' lead at that point, 4-0.
One guy won't be available more than likely out of the bullpen, you would think, for the White Sox is Nate Jones.
Yeah. Got 3 1/3 yesterday. Loma Grosso is back up and warming now. Full count. Ianetta's on deck. Called strike 3. Down goes Callaspo. 2 outs.
When Peavy throwing the fastball away this time, John Hirschbeck gives him that benefit of that fastball off the outside corner again.
Chris Iannetta, the batter. Swings and misses on the first one. Chris has drawn 2 walks today. Picked up an RBI. First at bat or plate appearance, saw 7 pitches. The second, 8 pitches.
Back-to-back cut fastballs from Peavy against Iannetta. Peavy always been animated. Didn't like where he threw that 0-2 fastball. Upset with himself.
Foul back. Still at a ball and 2 strikes.
Well, he just fouled off a tough cut fastball. Not even much of a swing at. Just knew he had to try to protect. Foul that one away. Hoping that Peavy will make a mistake to him here.
See, that to me, that pitch there is more of a strike on a right-handed batter than the one to Dunn or Callaspo to a left-handed batter.
Yeah, but he's always called that part of the plate more so. John Hirschbeck, the other side.
Iannetta foul tip that one right into the mitt. The inning comes to an end. 3 strikeouts for Peavy in the 6th inning. We played 6, 4-0 Angels. Angels baseball is brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. And by Kia. Visit your Southern California Kia retailers or mysocalkia.com. Top of the 7th inning here at the Big A. Jason Vargas back out on the bump. Over 100 pitches, and it's been a little bit of a struggle for him, although he has picked up 6 strikeouts and he's walked 3 guys and allowed just 3 hits. He has been able to limit whatever base runners or damage, if you want to put it that way, that he has faced so far in this one.
He's been able to go to his go-to pitch, his changeup, to get an out.
Michael Kahn starting to play catch. Gillespie fouls off the first one. 6, 7, and 8 for the White Sox here in the 7th. Gillespie, Viciedo, and Keppinger. Third baseman is 0 for 2. Fly ball to center and a strikeout. This one ripped foul. 0-2 count.
A chance to expand the strike zone. Last time got Gillespie swinging at a changeup in the dirt. We go back to a changeup or break a ball away.
Breaking ball misses down and away. 1-2. Two now.
Now you might see a changeup.
Full count.
Viciedo's got a lot of power on deck. If you're Vargas, you have to challenge Gillespie here. It's deep enough in the game. You have a lead, you have to make a swing.
This one down the left field line. Not hit very deep. Long run for J.B. Shuck toward the foul line. Slides, can't make the play. It's a fair ball. Gillespie gets into second with a double. 6th of the year.
When Shuck had to go a long way. But judging from his reaction after the ball hit the ground, that he thought he could have made the play. Just past his glove. Just fair.
I wonder if he makes the play if he just stays on his feet. There's no wall or anything like that to try to avoid injury or players. So, but it goes as a double. Second straight inning. The leadoff man is reached. Here's Viciedo. He lifts one out towards shallow right field. Now Hamilton has to come on. He's got a beat on it. Makes the catch. One out.
When anything hitting the air in these day games is always a difficult task for an outfielder. You have to keep your eye on the baseball right off the bat. As you run, you try to keep your head still as much as possible to not lose track of that fly ball. Almost similar to when playing in the Metrodome over the years. If you took your eye off the baseball, you would lose it in that roof. Same thing with this high sky, sunny sky here at the Big A.
One out, one on. Jeff Keppinger, the batter. He's 2 for 2 today with a couple of singles.
This may be Jason's last batter. This is the most pitches he's thrown in any game this year, 110. Got 109 and a couple 107 pitch efforts. Good fastball, good location there at 89 for Vargas. Still has good velocity, even though now he's throwing 111 pitches in the game.
Keppinger shoots one out toward right center field. Trout coming on, dives, and he makes the catch. Tagging is Gillespie. The throw is cut off. Nice play by Mike Trout for the second out here in the seventh.
A good read, good first step for Mike Trout to be able to track that baseball down and dive and get the second out of the inning. Timed it perfectly, fully extended. Makes a very good play on that fly ball by Keppinger.
So after getting the second out, Mike Butcher now comes out. With Tyler Flowers due up. Kahn's ready to go in the bullpen if necessary. But I mean, to me, you'd think you'd want to just keep rolling along.
Yeah, the one thing you always want to do as a pitcher, you want to keep your tempo and pace going. You don't want to be slowed down if you can avoid that. Certain situations dictate the pause. Vargas 112 pitches thrown, 63 in the strike zone, 49 out of the zone for him.
Man at third, 2 outs. Flowers swings and misses on a fastball away. First time this afternoon the White Sox have had a man reach third. Flowers hit a fly ball to right in the third inning. Walked in the fifth, so he's 0 for 1. Ground ball back to the mound. Gets by Vargas. Howie's there. Throws the first. They got him. The inning comes to an end. No runs. 1 hit, 1 left on. A battle for Jason Vargas this afternoon. No question about it, but he hangs tough as the Angels maintain a 4-0 lead.
A solid game for the Angels. Guybar, 2-run double in the third inning. Drives in a couple, eventually was tagged out at third, and Chris Iannetta works a bases-loaded walk score in Mark Trumbo. Alberto Callaspo does not chase that breaking ball down and in. Another walk score in Howie Kendrick. And then Jason Vargas with the help of some outstanding defense. 7 shutout innings. Mike Trout able to track that one down. Great play there to get the second out of the 7th inning. Jason Vargas, 7 shutout innings. Wasn't exactly perfect as far as his command, but the results are 6 strikeouts, 9 fly ball outs, 6 ground ball outs for Jason Vargas in 7 shutout innings.
114 pitches, most thrown by Vargas this year. 6 strikeouts, 3 walks, but the big 0 in the runs category. Right? In and out, who's in, who's out. Jake Peavy is done for the White Sox through his 6 innings. It's right-hander Brian Omogrosso takes over. 6th-round pick of the White Sox back in 2006. Got to the big leagues for the first time last year, pitching in 17 games.
Omogrosso fastball 90 to 95, slider, curveball, changeup.
9-1-2 for the Angels. Here in the 7th, Shuck, Ibar, and then Trout. Jake Peavy went 6 innings. 4 hits, 4 runs all earned. 7 strikeouts, 5 walks though. Jake Peavy, who came into the ballgame having issued 8 walks all season long.
And 2 with the bases loaded.
Two balls, 1 strike on J.B. Shuck. Singled and scored in the 3rd inning. Popped out to the shortstop Ramirez in the 4th. Ground ball to short. Hit very sharply. Ramirez has to quickly transfer it, get rid of it. There's out number 1. Let's take a look at our Hyundai key to the game for today.
Got to have it. You got to have production from other guys in the lineup besides your middle part, and it's certainly been the case. Guybar, big 2-run double. With some quality bats. J.B. Shuck with a base hit. Of course, some walks by Iannetta. And Callaspo getting in another couple runs himself. So it's the other guys that have been able to contribute here against a guy like Jake Peavy. You need that production throughout your lineup.
Ibar rolls it foul. Eric 1 for 2 today with a ground out. 2 RBI double. The bases loaded walk. 3 RBIs today. White Sox in the 8th inning will have the top of their order coming up. Daza, Ramirez, and Rios. Miss on the off speed. 2-2. Dane De La Rosa is getting ready. Dane pitched yesterday, went 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. Breaking pitch, grounded to second base. Jeff Kepinger's got it. 2 outs.
Couple real slow curveballs from Omogrosso against Eric Ibar. It's a ground ball to second base.
Similar to Nate Jones in that he's got that kind of short arm approach to it, but slightly shorter on the fastball. Nate Jones could run it up there.
Yeah, he's up there 98 to 100 miles an hour with his fastball.
Omogrosso, a Pennsylvania native at the Indiana State University. Trout is 0 for 3 as he looks at a strike. Like 2 strikeouts at a
Larry Bird's old school.
That's right. Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. You know where that's at?
Western Pennsylvania.
So dismissive of Western Pennsylvania.
Is that where Joe Namath is from?
Joe Willie? From Beaver Falls?
I think he is.
Yeah. And Brian Omogrosso.
Yes.
question is, does Brian Omogrosso ever feel the need to want to kiss Susie Colbert? One ball, 2 strikes on Trout. And Mike goes down looking on a fastball in at the knees. 3 strikeout afternoon for Trout. 7 of the books, 4-0 Angels. Visit ramtrucks.com today. And by El Pollo Loco, crazy you can taste. Top of the 8th inning here at the Big A. It is 4-0 Angels on top. Take a look at our AT&T Twitter poll question of the series. Who has the best swing in baseball? Mike Trout, the runaway winner, 48%. Although he went 0 for 4 today with, or has gone 0 for 4 today with 3 strikeouts. We had 2 looking too, which is kind of odd for Mike.
Yeah, especially because he's been swinging the bat so well. Again, Jake Peavy, not easy to face if you're a right-handed batter.
Well, the White Sox here in the 8th inning will face a new arm. Jason Vargas is done after 7 shutout innings. And it's Dane De La Rosa taking over, pitching in his 21st ball game of the year. 1-1 mark, a 4.57 ERA.
That all-important first out here. Anytime you're deep in the game, it's so important to get that out, especially with a guy with speed that Diaza has.
Diaza with a walk, a ground down, and a strikeout. He's 0 for 2. One and one. De La Rosa, 21 and 2/3 innings, 20 hits allowed, 20 strikeouts, 7 walks. Two balls and 1 strike.
Well, De La Rosa has that good fastball. You have to have trust, work downstairs. You got a very good changeup when you get back into the count. The importance of throwing a strike here with your fastball.
Again, got to come out of the bullpen and throw strikes. It's one thing to get knocked around on strikes, another to gift base runners or put yourself in hitters counts continuously. In the air down left field side. Maybe Shock is there. 1 out. Well, folks, on June the 1st, The Halos will be taking on the Houston Astros at 7:05. Fans in attendance will attempt to set yet another Angels Guinness World Record wearing rally wigs. You're going to be here on June 1st?
No.
Courtesy of Yakult Probiotic Drink while supplies last. Purchase tickets today at the Angel Stadium ticket officer by logging on at angels.com. The old rally wigs. That's right, June 1st you won't be here.
My son graduating high school.
Congratulations. That's awesome. Alexi Ramirez takes outside. 1 ball, no strikes. I'll save one for you.
By all means, I'll wear it the next day.
You wear it in the open? Hey, are we giving away any youth T-shirts this year? Jerseys? That always has a slimming effect on you.
That worked well.
Poor buttons on that shirt.
That was the Weaver giveaway shirt.
2-0 to Ramirez. 3 balls and no strikes. Ramirez 1 for 3, had a single in the 6th inning. Four-pitch walk puts a man on for Alex Rios. Now Mike Butcher is going to come out and pay a visit. Scott Downs is getting ready to the bullpen. Figure he'll be getting ready for Adam Dunn, who's on deck. Stick around after the ball game, which is live. Presented by your SoCal Mazda dealers. Tim Sam joined me out there. There's Scotty Downs. Jose Mota. We're talking to a post-game hero, and then hear from Mike Scioscia as well.
Well, that conversation, no doubt, was from Mike Butcher. Said, trust your ability to get people out, stay down in the strike zone, but above all, get ahead of the count. Believe in your command of your pitches.
Alex Rios today's 0 for 3. He's lined out, grounded out, and struck out. 4-0 Angels, top of the 8th. 1 out, 1 on. I wonder if Ramirez thinks about taking off here. 1-0. 3 straight batters De La Rosa's fallen behind on.
We've said a number of times, when hitters can gear for one pitch and location, then you run into trouble.
Breaking pitch. 1 around.
That's where you have a hitter guessing along with a fastball. Instead, got a good curveball, although out of the strike zone from De La Rosa.
And that's what that curveball does, though. I mean, Rios is thinking the exact same thing. All right, he just walked the guy in front of me on 4. I'm ahead at 1-0. Here comes a BP type fastball. He's just trying to get it over. It was a curveball, and all of a sudden you're like, uh-oh. Now we're evened up. Now I've seen the second pitch.
Then he swings at a high fastball out of the strike zone.
Yep.
Now you have him guessing. Now, if you make a good pitch here, if you're De La Rosa, you should be able to get him out.
Breaking pitch, and that is pulled down the line. A fair ball. On the breaking pitch, Ramirez is going to be waved around. Rios stops at second base with an RBI double, and it is 4-1 Angels. Rios extends his hitting streak to 14 games.
Well, he had a chance to bounce a breaking ball there, and he ended up getting too much in the strike zone. And to force Mike Scioscia now to go to the bullpen for Scott Downs against Adam Dunn.
So, pitching change coming here in the 8th inning with 1 out. Scott Downs coming on in relief. It is 4-1 Angels.
against Seattle. Aaron Harang, 1-4 with an ERA of 7.30 versus Jerome Williams, 2-1 with a 3.05. Jerome 3-1 in his career versus Seattle with an ERA 3.27. Mariners in this for a short 2-game series before we fly off to Kansas City for a 4-game series. And off to the Dodgers for 2 at Dodger Stadium and home for 2 against the Dodgers.
Yep. Scott Downs on a relief here. 19th game, 0-2 mark, 2.63 ERA. 4-1. Angels on top. And De La Rosa responsible for Rios standing at second. Double for Rios, his 10th. The RBI, his 25th. Adam Dunn is 0 for 2. 2 strikeouts and a walk.
Dunn's done a nice job against Adam Dunn so far.
Foul back. 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch. On the inside corner, 0-2.
Only 2 fastballs inside against Adam Dunn. Most times the lefty pitcher, Adam Dunn's probably looking away. Instead, Downs paints the corner twice against him.
Thought about pulling the trigger on that 0-2 slider.
Can afford to expand the strike zone if you're Scott Downs against Adam Dunn. 0-2 count.
Konerko's on deck. Rios with a big lead at second. Here's the 1-2. Done. It's just inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Oh, that was a pretty good pitch. Overthrows everybody. Dunn and John Hirschbeck. Fastball back inside. Catches the corner at 89. And that's that part of the plate that Hirschbeck doesn't necessarily give you the corners. It's the outside part of the plate against a lefty, inside against a righty.
Which makes absolutely no sense. 2-2's down low, full count. We've had a number of full counts today. Both sides.
Dangerous hitter on deck, and Paul Konerko too.
Here's the payoff. Dunn, foul tip that one right into the mid. 2 down.
Well, Scott Downs did a nice job. And now it's 4 at-bats for Dunn against Scott Downs. 4 punch-outs. So she's going back down to the bullpen, but before he does, we're going to take a look at this fastball inside. 4 of the strikes inside. Did a nice job as far as getting Adam Dunn. Mike Scioscia going down in the bullpen, bringing a righty versus a righty here. Good job by Scott Downs. Keep that lead.
Friere is called upon by Mike Scioscia to try to finish this one off.
Now let's take a look at our Coors Light freeze cam early in the game. A pop-up hit by Albert Pujols as Konerko thinks he has a beat on it, but a young fan, able to make the play with the glove and the other hand there just in case the baseball is bobbled. Great play by the youngster. Looked into the glove, took it away from Paul Konerko. Freeze cam is brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light.
Konerko today is 0 for 3. Ernesto Friere pitching in his 18th game, 0-1 mark, a 1.93 ERA. He did pitch yesterday. Came on in the 8th inning, gave up the 3-run home run to Jimenez, and then settled down to retire the next 4 in a row. Picked up his 8th save. Rios, the base runner at second base. Konerko did not face Friere yesterday afternoon. First one's a little bit high. 1 ball, no strikes. Angels have an off day tomorrow, and then play the Seattle Mariners for a 2-game series, then head out on the road for 4 in Kansas City, 2 in LA against the Dodgers. Little flare into shallow left field. J.B. Shuck comes in. He's there, makes the grab. The inning comes to an end. A run comes in for the White Sox on the Rios doubles. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Angels still lead it. Albert Pujols lead things off here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Angels up by the score of 4-1. Pujols followed by Trumbo and Hamilton. Omar Grosser came on in the 7th inning and had himself a 1-2-3 inning. Is back out there for the 8th. Breaking pitch. This is inside. Albert today is 0 for 3. Fly to center, ground ball to third, to strikeout. Low hit contest for both sides. White Sox with 5 hits. The Angels with 4. Chicago is stranded 7. The Angels have left 4 on base.
Well, Albert doesn't swing a lot, 3-0, but definitely has the green light. If you can get a fastball here, especially a day game, baseball carries well, let it go if you get a fastball.
Let it go, and he pops one up to shallow left. Ramirez, the shortstop. That's the grab for the first out. So here comes Mark Trumbo. Mark the DH today. 0 for 2. A strikeout, a walk with a run scored, and a fly ball to left. 4 for 12 in the series. Oh, and 1. Oh, and 2.
A couple of fastballs, 193 and 195 from Almagrosso against Mark Trumbo. I believe you might see a breaking pitch now.
Line back up the middle, a base hit.
Sped up the bat, threw in the breaking ball. Lined it up the middle for Trumbo. Pretty good approach, too, by Mark. Break the ball that was on the outer part of the plate. Hits it right back up the middle.
Good approach as far as the swing overall. In that little time in which he was really struggling, he would have spun off that pitch. Missed it by the end of the bat. Here's Hamilton. It's the breaking ball that misses outside. Josh today is 1 for 3. Single in the second inning, a couple of fly balls to left field. That Trumbo single tying up the hit column for both teams now at 5.
We're still looking for that continuity between Albert Pujols and Josh Hamilton. Once those two can start swinging the bat like we know they're capable of doing, then you have that balance 1 through 9. The other guys in the lineup have done a pretty good job. The need for those power guys. Then all of a sudden you have fear when you take the mound as an opposing pitcher against the Angels when those two are swinging where they've always swung the bat.
Two balls and a strike. Trumbo's over at first. 3-1. Kendrick is on deck. Base hit by Trumbo, snapping a string of 11 straight, retired by White Sox pitching. Yeah, he walked him. So 2 on and 1 out now for Kendrick. Howie today 1 for 3, singled and scored in the 4th inning. The Angels box score. Rough afternoon for Mike Trout.
The thing is, you look up, you see Mike Trout 0 for 4, Albert Pujols 0 for 4, yet you're in position to win the second game here against the White Sox in a 4-game series. It's a sign of balance in your lineup. And great pitching also. Jason Vargas was outstanding in his 7 innings. Command may not have been as good as it's been the last 4 or 5 starts, but he made some quality pitches when he needed to.
First one to Howie. Fastball. Fouled off to the right. 0-1. Halos dropping the first 2 games of the series. Thursday 5-4, and that was in which the Angels had a 4-2 lead in the 8th. 0-2. Friday night, the Angels got shut out 3-0. Chris Sale was on the bump. And then a 12-9 victory for the Halos yesterday, trying to split this 4-game set. taking 2 of 3 from the White Sox in Chicago a couple of weekends ago.
What a big thing here for Howie. He got a mistake. Hamagrosa tried to go upstairs with a fastball 0-2. Out over the plate, fouled it straight back. The importance of getting that extra run or two here. This White Sox club has shown they will come back in the game, so you want to make sure you can add on when you can.
One ball, 2 strikes. Trumbo standing at second base. Hamilton at first. This one pulled down the line. That's a fair ball. Trumbo's going to come in to score. Hamilton might get a chance to score as well. Dino's going to wave him in. The throw from Viciedo is cut off. A 2 RBI double by Howie Kendrick. Second straight game he's done that in the 8th inning.
And just like we'd hoped for, that add-on couple of runs to distance himself from the White Sox. Another 2-hit game for Howie Kendrick. Going to break a ball, sped up the bat, but did a nice job as far as getting through the baseball. 6th double of the year, 23rd RBI for Howie Kendrick. That's just a good approach because that was a pretty good breaking ball. It was down, but it was over the plate enough where he was able to hook that down the third base line for a double. Again, nice read by Josh Hamilton following up Mark Trumbo. We saw that the other night. Easily scores the 6th run.
Kayaswa ahead of the count at 1 ball, no strikes. Trumbo started it off with a single with 2 strikes. Hamilton with a walk and a double by Howie. 1-1. Alberto's 0 for 2. Fly to center, walk and a strikeout. Another multi-hit game for Howie. 2-1. Five multi-hit games for Kendrick this week. Three-one pitch. Full count.
And the one thing now, you look up at the scoreboard, 6-1 scored. Ernesto Frieri got the last out, last inning. Fly ball by Konerko. And a pretty good sized lead, but he's pitched a lot of innings of late as far as getting saves. You got to keep him in there. That's what you want your closer to be in a save situation. Even though you've expanded the lead, he's earned that right to be able to complete this out and get a save. Allow the Angels to get a split in this 4-game series with the White Sox.
2 outs. Kendrick still at second base. White Sox will have Gillespie, Viciedo, and Keppinger due up in the 9th inning. Chris Arnett is 0 for 1, 2 walks, an RBI, and a strikeout. Fouled off the seats. One on the way. Check swing. Wanted to peel. Did not go. Robert didn't like that one.
Two and one thing John Hirschbeck did, allowed Robin Ventura to voice his opinion. A lot of times you'll see an umpire right away run into that dugout and start arguing with the manager. Now, Robin's a guy that doesn't verbalize a lot and scream a lot at umpires. So that reputation alone allowed John Hirschbeck to let him have his opinion at that point.
This is shot into right field, a base hit. Rios comes up firing. Kendrick stops at third.
Yeah, a lot of times you'll see Dino Evil, especially with 2 outs, take that shot at going on a base hit, but Rios was playing a little bit shallow in right field with his great throwing arm. There's no chance you're going to take that opportunity to send him home there. That arm, you saw that arm in full force early in the series with a throw out at the plate.
J.B. Shuck with an opportunity to expand that lead. 6-1 Angels here in the 8th inning. Shuck 1 for 3. Looks at a strike. Shuck's 1 hit, came back in the 3rd inning, a single. Run scored. He's popped down and grounded out since. Ground ball to the right side. Konerko knocks it down. That ball jumped up on him. Omogrosa's there, and the inning comes to an end. But the Angels tack on 2. We head to the 9th. Halos up 6-1.
This one 6-1 as the White Sox come up here in the top of the 9th. Connor Gillespie to lead off with Viciedo in the on-deck circle for the White Sox. Rest did a nice job getting that last out, but what an at-bat for Howie getting that double right down the left field line to drive in 2 runs. Those insurance runs you always need, especially when you're facing a team like the White Sox with the power they have.
Nestor Frieri back out on the bump here in the 9th inning. Gillespie, Viciedo, Keppinger barring a pinch hitter. Nestor came on in the 8th inning and Paul Konerko jammed him with a fastball to end. The fly ball to left field to end that 8th inning, in which the White Sox got a run on the Rios double. Connor Gillespie, the third baseman, is 0 for 3. Pardon me, 1 for 3. He doubled leading off the 7th and was stranded at third base. We're trying to close this one out for Jason Vargas, looking for his 3rd win. Jake Peavy came in with 1 loss on the year. He is the pitcher of record for Chicago.
With that great life that Ernesto has on his fastball, 93.
2 balls and 1 strike. One run, 5 hits, 7 left on for Chicago. 6 runs, 7 hits. 6 left on for the Angels. 3-1.
And as a closer, all of a sudden you have a 5-run lead. Your focus is a little bit different as far as attacking the zone, but you have to go back to that mentality of trying to protect. In your mind, it's just a 1-run game at this point.
And it's a leadoff walk to start the ninth. So Viciedo steps up now. Left fielder's 0 for 3 today. A couple of fly ball outs and a strikeout.
Opportunity to get his 5th save with pitching more than 1 inning.
This one out to right. Hamilton moving back on it, shading his eyes, makes the catch, 1 out. A good jump by Hamilton on that ball.
He's done a nice job of catching some tough fly balls in right field today, using his glove to be able to have better vision of the baseball, not losing track of the baseball all the way through. Sunglasses on and the ability to use his glove to be able to shade the sun. Gets the first out.
There's Jeff Keppinger. Gillespie taking second base. Defensive indifference. Two balls, no strikes. Keppinger with a couple of hits, 2 for 3, couple of singles, both off Vargas.
This has got to think in terms of just fighting his way back in the count here. Now, you don't want to gift runners. Allow the White Sox to feel they have a chance in this game.
And a second walk of the inning. Jeff Keppinger has 1 walk on the year. He had no walks on the year coming into this series, and he's got 2 in this series. And now another visit by Mike Butcher. Tyler Flowers will step to the plate. Just 13 pitches thrown by Frieri, but 9 balls, 4 strikes.
And Flowers is the guy, if you can get a ground ball in an infield, you have a chance to end the game with a double play ball. He also possesses some power, too, if you make a mistake.
First one to Flowers. Strike. White Sox catcher over 2. Drew a walk in the 5th. Fly out and the ground out. The other 2 plate appearances. 0-1. Way outside.
That's definitely overthrown by Ernesto.
Flowers swings and misses, and it's 1-2.
Well, that was a good fastball by Frieri on that one. 95 at the knees and away.
Fouled off to the right. Count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gillespie, the base runner at second base. Keppinger at first. Ernesto trying to lock it down for Vargas. Pick up a save for himself as well. Here's the 1-2.
Well, that 96-mile-an-hour fastball didn't look like it missed. See if he can catch the corner. And it does.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Fouled back. Halos at 2 runs in the 3rd, 4th, and 8th innings. White Sox got a run. Top of the 8th. Top of the order, and Alejandro De Aza on deck. Another 2-2. Breaking pitch, fouled back.
Well, now paint that fastball away if you're Ernesto.
Check swing foul. Two again. Swing and a foul tip. Just got it off the shin guard. Had him fooled on that one.
Pretty good breaking ball from Ernesto.
Haven't seen too many of them today.
He didn't overthrow that at all. It was a perfect break to it. Flowers just barely got a piece of that pitch.
Oh, right off the end of the bat there and off the shin guard of Iannetta. Gillespie started off the inning with a walk. Luciano had a fly ball to right field, and Keppinger worked a walk. 6-1 Angels here in the 9th. Full count.
Just the guy you want right now if you're Ernesto. Big bats coming up. De Aza, followed by Ramirez and Rios behind him.
There's 3-2. And he walked him. John Hirschbeck staring out at Ernesto Frieri after that pitch.
Boy, he catches the corner once again. Didn't get the call in the inside corner, didn't get the call in the outside corner in this inning.
So they're loaded up now for De Aza. I mean, where else is he supposed to throw it? I mean, it's a strike.
Both sides of the plate. To the same batter.
So Ernesto experiencing perhaps maybe what Jake Peavy experienced earlier in the ballgame. The frustration with John Hirschbeck. De Aza at the plate now. The first one's down low. 1 ball, no strikes. De Aza pops it up. Shallow right field. Josh Hamilton over, shading his eyes. Makes the catch. Gillespie comes home, and it's 6-2.
Mike Gillespie able to tag up on that short fly ball to right field. Obviously in that situation there where you're making sure you're not going to make that long throw home and allowing the other two runners to move up into scoring position also. You're willing almost at that point to give up a run rather than making a long throw into the plate and allow everyone to get into scoring position and the run to score.
So 2 outs now, 2 on. Alexi Ramirez the batter. 1 for 3 today, had a single back in the 6th inning. This one out toward right center field. Hamilton is there. Light that baby up as the Angels are able to take the last 2 of this series to earn a series split, especially considering the way the first 2 started. You will take it 6-2 the final today.
Boy, it was a nice job by a number of guys that generally you hope to be able to count on at the plate. Howie Kendrick, a 2-run double. So he had 2 hits in the game itself. Big hit double by Eric Ibar. So it's the guys that came through that Mike Scioscia needs. And Jason Vargas was outstanding in his 7 shutout innings. Ernesto gets his save number 9, his 5th save this year, which he's had a pitch over an inning. So a split of the 4-game series, but it all predicated around a nice job by Jason Vargas, but some solid approaches at the plate by Howie Kendrick, Eric Ibar, Josh Hamilton with a base hit, some walks. Jake Peavy with 5 walks during the course of the game took advantage of that, and that's able to score a couple runs on a bases-loaded walks as the Angels win this one 6-2. Well-earned victory. J.B. Shuck solid in the field, good approaches at the plate. Not a lot of hits for the Angels, 7, but it produced 6 runs and the victory. Good job all around. Jason Vargas with his 3rd win. 3-3 on the season, save number 9 for Ernesto Friere. And down to Jose Mota, one of the stars of the game.